You saw her talking to a funny bloke, did you, Kenny? Did you see her afterwards? Later on at all?
It's very, very important, do you understand?
I want the whole story, Kenny. If you know where she is, you've got to tell us.
Well, she was running along this path, see? And then she stopped and picked this flower. A blue one. And she stuck it in her cardigan. And there was this bloke down by the river. I don't think she saw him at first. And then she started talking to him.
Did you hear what they said?
No, they were too far away.
I see. I think this is a case for the police, Mrs. Green. I suggest we go along to the station and report it. They may know this man.
Eric, look at me and listen carefully. This girl was seen picking blue flowers. She was seen sticking a flower into a cardigan. Then she was seen talking to a man. Now, you had a blue flower stuck in your jacket, didn't you? So we presume that man was you. Get it? God, this is hard work. Eric, did you take this flower off a young girl? Look, this flower here.
Pretty flower.
Did you take it from her? Oh, I see. She gave it to you, yeah? I do believe we're getting through. Now, Eric, concentrate. We found this girl's cardigan, see? Try to remember. Did you see her take it off? Well, when she said goodbye to you, was she still wearing it? Eric, did something happen?
Pretty girl.
Eric.
Been here while you was out. Well, they wanted to know whether she was wearing a cardigan when she come home dinner time with that letter.
Well, what did you tell him? You told him she wasn't, didn't you?
No. Well, I don't know, do I? I said I don't know. They better see you about it.
You do know. You know she wasn't wearing a cardigan because you marked her arm, didn't you? You do it so often you don't know.
Well, someone's got to do it, haven't they? Kid's out of hand. If she'd have been a daughter of mine, I'd have stopped her years ago, and I wouldn't have let Mrs. Broadley within a mile of her.
Well, it didn't take you long to get started once you conned me into marrying you.
Conned you into marrying me? You chased me. Everybody in Dreamland knew it.
Everybody warned me off you.
Warned you off me.
They told me what a jumped-up twit you were, but I didn't listen.
Well, then they was jealous, weren't they?
Of you? What was you? King of Margate Amusements Park. Oh, what a catch
Don't
for anyone.
shout at me.
And don't you give me that. Listen, Eddie Green, I'm going to ring the police, right? And while I'm ringing the police, you're going to get out of that chair and find Patsy.
Syl.
You sent her off, or you're going to get her back. Because if you don't, you can find some other mug to do all this for you.
Look, Sylvia, I was going to do it anyway. I was just waiting till it was definitely serious. Look, you don't know with kids. They play all sorts of games.
Well, she ain't playing games. And I ain't neither. So you get out and start looking. Anything happens to that kid, and I hold you responsible. Give us 5p. I'm going to phone the police. I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
She wasn't. I see. Well, thank you very much, Mrs. Green. That's a big help. Yes, of course we will. Is he? Good. Well, let's hope he comes up with something. Bye, then. The girl wasn't wearing a cardigan when she came home at dinner time. So that clears out Eric. She was seen alive after she gave him the flower. You better get him back to his mum.
Kenny, love, what happened? Are you all right?
I was doing press-ups, that's all.
Dear, look, we don't want you straining your heart, do we? Now, you sit there and have a little rest. Kenny.
Yeah?
You didn't go to school today, did you? Why don't you want to go to school, Kenny? What is it?
Nothing.
Oh, I don't understand you. I really don't. Kenny, now look. If I promise not to tell Daddy this time, do you promise not to do it again, eh? Oh, Daddy'd be terribly upset working all those long hours to give us all those little treats that make life worthwhile, eh? You behaving this way. Where would we be without the colour telly, eh? Have you thought of that? Now, you be an angel and promise Mummy that you won't miss school again, eh? There's a good boy. Oh, Kenny, look at your glasses. On the bed again. I don't know, you know, you're going to break them one of these days. I know you will. Oh, I wonder where that little Patsy's got to. That poor lady upstairs must be worried to death. Is there anything else you can remember? Anything you didn't tell Mr. Lamb?
No, nothing.
You know, I think you're hiding something, Kenny. You can tell me, you know.
Well, there was this boat.
Boat, darling? But there's lots of little boats down there.
Yeah, but this one was different.
When Daddy comes home, we'll ask him to go and see if it's still there.
No. It was just leaving I saw it. Ain't important anyway.
I'm going to have a talk to Daddy about this. He'll know what to do.
It's your cocoa, Patsy. Is it made the way you like it?
Great.
My mother used to make it like that.
Secret recipe, eh?
Oh, all right.
She enjoyed her tea too, didn't you?
Terrific, considering.
Considering I cooked it, you mean?
Considering you've only got a little stove. What about the washing up?
Ah. Oh. Under that flat?
Oh, that's good. You got a telly as well?
No. I nearly got one, but I decided against it. I haven't got time to watch it. Sometimes it's nice to shut the world out, leave everything behind. Don't you think so?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Do you get sick on a boat like this?
No, not on the river.
It's time you turned in, Patsy. We need you up early tomorrow for your first rehearsal.
It's going to be a very early start if we're going to catch the tide. It isn't far to Steeplestones, but I want to get to the theatre first, before the shops close, in case we've forgotten anything.
That reminds me. We've got to get that card off to your parents tomorrow.
It should have gone off today.
I know, but we got here too late. Post's gone. Tomorrow, Patsy, without fail. Hey, don't look so worried, love. I won't forget.
Well, I need a break. I'm going ashore for a little walk and a little light refreshment. Are you coming, Joe?
Yeah, all right. Good night, Patsy.
Good night.
Good night, Patsy.
Good night.
Do you want to go to the loo before you go to bed?
Why should I?
Only because it's a bit awkward on a strange boat. It's round there on the right.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
Sylv?
Well, where is she?
Oh, I don't know, do I? I've been everywhere. Feet don't belong to me.
Told her not to come back without her.
Well, I have heart, Sylv. I've done me best. I'm gonna have a kip.
Wait and sleep on the floor.
Look, she's probably with a pal of hers. Told her my story. We said it was all right. She'll come back. Don't worry.
You reckon?
Look. First thing in the morning, as soon as it gets light, I'll be up and out. I promise. I'll give you me word.
And I'll see you keep it. You bet I will.
Okay. Hey.
You are well away. You call me Mrs. Broadley.
Did I?
You did. Who is Mrs. Broadley?
A lady I used to know when I was little. The nicest lady in the world. But it was her house we lived in, see? Only we lived upstairs. She lived downstairs.
You must have been dreaming about her.
I always dream about her.
Anyway, it's time to get up.
What's the weather like?
Well, it's a nice day for a boat ride. But all want to come and see our play.
They'll come. Even if it's only Joe's friends, the theatre will be half full.
Come on, Patsy. Quick wash, spot of breakfast, and then down to work. Pete wants to rehearse your big scene before we do anything else.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Well,
Nothing definite, Mrs. Green.
you better come in.
Good morning, sir.
Have you found her?
I'm afraid not, but no news is good news at this stage of the game. We've made a bit of progress, though. We've eliminated that simple bloke, Eric. What you told us, Mrs. Green, about the cardigan cleared him. So we're now working on the assumption she's gone off on her own somewhere. Was she upset over anything? She hadn't had a rollicking off one of you, had she?
I'll give her a clout if that's what you mean. What's wrong with that? I got clouted when I played up, never did me any harm.
Yes, sir, I'm sure you're right. But you know what kids are. They get upset, then they go off and do something silly.
Anyway, I didn't just clout her. I give her permission to go on this school trip. That's what she came home for. Wrote her a letter and all, didn't I?
Mrs. Green, could you and my colleague go and check on her clothes, see if anything's gone? Pants or pyjamas, anything like that?
Yeah, come with me.
We'll need a photograph, Mr. Green. Something recent for the papers, in case it gets to that.
She's taken a nightie and some shorts and things. See what you've done? She's not gone off with no friends at all. She's run away. It's your fault, Eddie.
Don't blame yourselves. That won't do any good. Mrs. Green, I was asking for a picture of your daughter. Can you lay hands on one for me?
Oh, no, I can't. Only the ones I took when she was a baby.
Pity. Still, never mind. Now, Patricia Bly's her name, is that right? Patricia Bly, not Green.
Yeah, that's right. My name. I was Bly before I married him.
Just something for the evening papers, that's all. Well, we'll be off.
I'll come down with you. I want to do a search myself.
Right, Patsy. Jenny gave you a quick rundown of the play, didn't she? Are you fairly clear about what's going on?
Yes.
Good. I'd like to start with your big scene. It's the end of Act 2, page 36. Gerald Lamont has been murdered.
Oh, you won't need me then.
Oh, yes, we will. You could read in the detective for us in Bob's absence.
Sir.
The detective has come round to thinking that Patricia, Gerald's wife, has done it. The detective is just about to arrest her when in comes Mrs. Brewer, the housekeeper, played in her own inimitable way by Jenny. Mrs. Brewer says that her daughter, Peggy, saw something suspicious on the night of the murder. And so the detective sends her out to bring Peggy in. Got it?
Yes.
Right. Let's start.
Right. The leading man, Peter, come on.
Oh, forgot myself.
Makes a change.
The leading man is standing over here. Now listen, Patsy. I want you to play this all pie-eyed and innocent. You've no idea of the effect that you're having on the other characters, okay? We'll take it from Peggy's line Sorry, Jenny's line. I've got her outside, sir. I'll just bring her in. And remember, you're scared to death, okay? From there, Jenny. And cue.
I've got her outside, so I'll just bring her in.
Do that, Mrs. Brewer.
Yeah, right.
We'll see what this little lassie has to say. Ah. Peggy Brewer, is it?
Yes, sir.
And you've seen something you want to tell us about?
Yes, sir.
Well, young lady, I think you better describe the man you saw. You never know. It could have some bearing on this unpleasant business.
Well, it was dark as pitch, and I was in one hell of a rush to get home. But I see him, sir, coming out that back way. You know, the little gate the milkman uses.
Yes, go on.
Well, he was about as tall as you, sir. And he had a moustache, like one of them pilots. And he was wearing... He had one of them white scarf things. You know, round his neck.
Now look at me at this point, Patsy. You started to cotton on, you see?
And a leather sort of flying jacket on top. That's what I saw, sir, before he ran away.
Keep looking at me. And hold it. And curtain. And that's fine. That's the idea.
Do you know you're very good? Your Mr. Lamb's right, you know. You are a natural, aren't you?
And that's just about it for
Kenny,
weekend.
love.
Film for this weekend.
Oh, dear. Oh. Kenny, do you reckon that little Patsy from upstairs is home yet?
I don't know, do I?
Dear, it's weighing on me something terrible. Mummy's been thinking, Kenny. Do they know about that boat upstairs?
Yeah, I should think so.
Well, how can they? You haven't seen them to tell them, have you? I've been talking to Daddy about Patsy, and of course I had to mention the boat you saw, and he says you should definitely tell them. It's your duty, he said.
Has Daddy gone out yet?
Yes, he has, and the minute he gets back he'll expect you to have done what he says. As he didn't know about you missing school, as he didn't put two and two together. And I didn't need to tell him, did I? No, Kenny's a good boy, eh? No. You happen to remember if that boat had a little name?
No, I didn't notice a name.
Oh dear, that's a pity. Never mind. I think it's time we got up, don't you? Come on now. Come on, out you get. Let's go and see Mrs. Green, because I want to find out what's going on up there.
Oh, I bet you do.
Now, 5 more minutes, Kenny, and then I'll be back, right?
Sorry, Patsy.
Oh, I thought it was the police.
You remember me, dear, Kenny's mum?
Oh, yes, yes.
She's not. Oh dear, good job I came then, because our Kenny's remembered something might be important. He saw a boat near where he saw Patsy. People on it might have seen something.
Well, what kind of boat?
A long flat one, except it had 2 masts, I think.
But I was there myself last night. I didn't see a boat like that.
It went away.
Mrs. Granger, will you let your boy come with me down the police station? Please. Yes, they've got to know about this.
So of course.
Eddie, you go and have another look round. Go down the cut and ask him about this boat. Mrs. Granger, you'd like to help me, wouldn't you?
Of course.
Well, will you have Jason while I'm gone? I'll be quicker without him. He's no trouble.
You come to your Auntie Maureen Fair. I love children. He'll be all right with me.
Come on, Kenny. Don't you hang about. Fasten the door behind you.
I feel so sorry for all those people stuck in offices. Imagine having to work.
I wouldn't mind working on a boat, like this girl in the book we read at school.
Hmm?
In the old days, it was a canal barge.
Canal barge. Do you mean the ones that used to have to push through tunnels with their feet?
What do you mean?
They used to have to lay down like this and go... Oh, Jenny, no, you didn't.
Well, I was tempted, but I've only got one left. You both turn round. I want to take a picture. Oh, come on, Joe. Let's have Unit 2.
I'm busy, love. It's time we were underway.
It won't take a sec. It's a picture with Patsy. Come on. We'll send it to your parents, love, if it's any good. Now, get in a bit. I want to get a good one. Okay? Smile, please. One of you rotten lot just moved. Do you realise that? Oh, well, it's too late now.
Hey, come on, Pete. Give us a hand to taking the slack, will you?
Yeah.
Have a look at it. Doesn't take a minute. Marvellous things, these cameras. Look, it's just started to come. Oh, yeah. Just the faint outline, see? You remind me of Amanda when I took a picture of her. She looked as if she was trying to develop it with her eyes.
Amanda? Isn't she that kid who's going to play Peggy?
Yeah, that's right.
Was she somebody's daughter? In the company, I mean.
Well, she was the daughter of a friend of Pete's. Nobody in the company has a daughter or a kid of any kind, for that matter.
Ain't any of you married?
No, we're not.
What are we not?
Married.
Oh, well, not yet.
I was talking about the company, not just you big head.
Sorry. Has it come out yet?
Yeah, it's just coming, look. Joe was married once. His wife died.
Didn't have no kids then?
Yeah.
She couldn't have any.
It's really sad. Joe loves kids.
Oh, Patsy, it was you.
Oh, you clot, look.
The last one.
All right, love's just about ready.
Look, Joe. She's ruined it. Not much good sending it to your parents now, love, is there?
No, there isn't. Is there, Patsy?
At work, eh, mate?
You can say that again.
What's it going to be?
Small bit of police cover. They tell me there was a big boat in the cut yesterday, down by Jordan's works. Didn't see anything of them, did you?
Yeah, they was in here. Funny lot.
Pack of the pandas, George.
Cheers.
Oh, boy. These people, did they say who they was?
No. Wasn't from round here, though. Bit posh, you know. Going down the coast. Kent, Sheerness way, something like that. What, do you think you know?
No, it's... My little girl's done a bunk. I thought she might have hitched a lift. She's a kid of 11, 12, 13, well, something like that.
Just 2 men. And a big box of groceries.
Sheerness, did you say?
Well, that's what one of them was on about.
Sheerness.
Sheerness?
Well, that's what he said, yeah.
Well, this is it then, isn't it? The lead we was looking for. Let's get you down the station.
Well, I'm only giving information. Sylv, can't they come here, Bryett?
Not the police station, the railway station. I'm not wasting this on the police. I didn't see a single flatfoot out last night. Not a car, nothing. No, we'll follow this up ourselves. Or rather, you will.
Oh, leave off, Sylv. I've got to have a rest.
You can rest on the train.
How will I know what boat it is?
You could do with young Kenny with you. He'd recognise it. Let's go down and see his mum.
Sylv? Sylv?
He can go, can't he, Mrs. Granger? Eddie'll look after him.
Oh, yes, of course, love. That'd be all right with Kenny, yeah.
I know that's what she's done. She's hidden herself on that boat while them people was in the pub.
We're only too glad to help, love. Now Kenny's got good eyes, really. And you'll be a very good boy for Mr. Green, won't you? And Mr. Green can ring through to me on our phone if he likes, because Kenny knows the number, don't you, darling? And if Mr. Green finds Patsy, it'll all be due to him. Oh, Mummy'll be so proud of him. Oh, Will. Yeah, love him.
Right, son, this is it. Now, I hope we're not going on no wild goose chase. For your sake, I hope not. The next time we see this station, we better have Patsy with us. Make sure she never does this again. Promise you.